Hello! I hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video. My name is George. For those of you who don't know, feel free to subscribe down below if you're not already. And this is my Pride Month TBR. I have not always been a TBR kind of a gal. I used to make them a lot of the time back when they were like a popular thing to do. And then I'd sort of stick to them, sort of wouldn't. Then I stopped for a while, and then after I did my master's degree, I wasn't reading as much as I used to, and even when I did have time to read, I just wasn't picking up books to read, and I don't know why. So I decided quite recently to start making TBRs again, so it sort of puts me on task and gives me like a bunch of things to read, and it's made me quite a productive reader so far this year, so we're gonna stick with it. I've definitely gone a bit overboard here, but there are books here that I really want to get through during Pride Month, so let's just get into it. We're going to start with 3 books that are left over from my previous TBR video, but they're all queer, so I thought it was worth mentioning them here. Rhyming! The first of those books is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I am most of the way through this already and will likely finish this today. Adam Silvera is the author of History Is All You Left Me, They Both Die at the End, More Happy Than Not, and What If It's Us with Becky Albertalli. This is the first in his new urban fantasy series set in New York about people with powers, based off of like Phoenix Fire and stuff. It's really fun so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's very fast paced, it's incredibly readable, and yeah, I'll probably finish this today, but this is the first thing. Next we have Running with Lions by Julian Winters. I've had this on my shelf for far too long with the best intentions in the world to read it, and I've just not got round to it as yet. But I remember when this came out a couple of years ago now, and I was so excited about it that I went to the Duet book stand at Yalk like every single day of Yalk to get a copy of it. And then I ended up buying it from Gaze the Word because it had sold out every single day, so I ended up buying it from Gaze the Word. And I've been meaning to read it for the longest time, so I'm very excited to finally get to this. From what I can gather from the blurb on the back, this is a gay romance set at a soccer training camp over a summer. It seems to have an enemies to lovers kind of trope, which I am mega into, so I'm really excited for this. And also, I've heard wonderful things. So this, and the last book left over from my last TBR is Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. This is a queer YA retelling of Grease. What? This book is 100% made for me. I'm really excited to get into it. I'm already hearing wonderful things about it, and I don't know what else I need to tell you apart from that it's like a queer reimagining of Grease. I mean, what more could I possibly want? This book was made for me, so this. Now on to the next set of things that I'm planning to read during Pride Month. First up we have The Black Flamingo by Dean Atter. I have had this on my radar and on my TBR for the longest time. The Black Flamingo is the story of a boy discovering himself through the art of drag. This book is basically made for me. I am so excited to read it and to be finally getting to it. I've heard incredible things about it, mostly from Kai over at Fantastic Books and Where to Find Them. There's been so much love for this book online and I'm so excited to finally be reading it. So this is a must. Next up we have Wonderland by Juno Dawson. This book was gifted to me by EdPR and Quercus. They have not asked me to talk about it. They've not asked me to read it or review it or anything like that, but I am so excited for this book. I'm a huge fan of Juno Dawson's work, so I'm very excited to get to this, although I say that having not read Clean or Meat Market yet, but I'm really excited to get to this. She read a little excerpt of it at an event that I went to that had Ryan LaSala, David Levithan, Darren Charlton and Juno, and it sounds so incredible. It's about a girl called Alice who goes to a fancy pants boarding school and her friend Bunny goes missing, and what she finds is an invitation to Wonderland, the party to end all parties. From what I can tell, it sounds very Gossip Girl, which makes this book right up my street, so I'm really excited to read this. I do want to read Clean and Meat Market, which I will get to hopefully soon, but I'm reading this for Pride Month because this has a trans main character, so this. Next up we have I Wish You All the Best by Mason Diva. This is another book that I've been meaning to get to for quite some time. I bought it from Gaze the Word. I don't even remember when, but I bought it quite a while ago. This is the story of Ben, who comes out to their parents as non-binary and is immediately thrown out of the house. They have to move in with their estranged sister and their sister's husband, and what follows is Ben trying to keep a low profile and not draw too much attention to themselves when they're starting a new high school. But what Ben is not expecting is the charming, charismatic and all-around lovely Nathan Allen, who decides to take Ben under his wing. So it sounds really lovely. There's a quote from Becky Albertalli on the front saying, "Heartfelt, romantic and quietly groundbreaking. This book will save lives." I'm really excited to read this. I have never to my knowledge, or I'm forgetting something, I don't know, read a book with a non-binary main character. So I'm very excited to read this. It sounds so fantastic. Again, I'm hearing wonderful things about it all over the place, so this. Next up, a book that I bought on the recommendation of Kai from Fantastic Books and Where to Find Them, because apparently that's where I get all my book recommendations from. Seriously, he's amazing. You should follow him on Instagram. And that is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. This is described on the front as a memoir manifesto by George M. Johnson, who is an LGBTQIA+ activist and writer. And this is his story of growing up queer and black in America. What Kai said about this book made me really, really want to read it, so I put it on my list and I bought it. So I'm very, very excited to read this during Pride Month. It sounds fantastic, so this. And last but by no means least, I have Unicorn by Amru Al-Kadhi. Unicorn is the story of Amru, who is a Muslim drag queen. It is their memoir. The reason that I picked this up from Gaze the Word is because I read Diary of a Drag Queen by Crystal Rasmussen, and they are in, I think the group is called Denim. They're in a group together, so Glamru, which is Amru's drag persona, was mentioned in Diary of a Drag Queen, so when I saw this I knew that I needed to have it in my life. But I'm very excited to read this. In case it isn't clear from like this and Black Flamingo, I'm a massive fan of drag and a kind of a drag nerd, so this I'm very excited for. And it's just occurred to me that there's one audiobook that I'm planning to listen to during Pride Month. I may listen to more if I finish this one, but that is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I've heard wonderful things about this book already. It doesn't come out in the UK until July, but if you're an impatient person from the UK like I am, if you fit into the Venn diagram of lives in the UK and wants to read You Should See Me in a Crown now and likes audiobooks, which is where I sit, then you can go and get this book on Audible or any audiobook place right now. You Should See Me in a Crown is about a girl called Liz Lighty who right at the beginning of the book is waiting on a scholarship to elite Pennington College where she'll get to play in their world-class orchestra and train to become a doctor. But then her funding falls through and she has no idea what she's going to do until she's reminded there is a scholarship associated with whoever becomes prom king and prom queen, which is a big obsession in the town she lives in Indiana. So she agrees to do that, but while she's doing that, she meets a girl called Mac, who is also running for prom queen, and she's kind of falling for her a little bit. I'm only like an hour in, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's super duper fun. So if you're impatient like I am, or you already live in the US, feel free to buy it. But like if you're impatient like I am in the UK, you can download the audiobook now and you can listen to it immediately. And I suggest you do. It's good fun. So those are the books that I'm planning to read this Pride Month. A slightly ambitious stack, I think, considering that I'm only reading around like 4 or 5 books a month. But I'm hoping to get through all of them because these are all books that I'm super excited to read. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these. Let me know your thoughts on any of them and let me know what you are reading for Pride Month. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to put a thumb on it and subscribe down below if you want to see more. I love each and every one of your faces and I'll speak to you as soon as I possibly can. Bye!